What's happening, guys? Jay here, and today I'd like to give a very brief explainer about the true ending of Attack on Titan. Of course, by true ending, I mean the recent leaks we've seen about Mikasa's death, Eldia's prosperity, its destruction, and of course, the possibility of Titans returning. Now, I know we all have different interpretations, emotions, opinions, and likewise different yearnings for how we want the ending to end. But today, I'd like to just share with you my personal perception and understanding of Isayama's philosophy for Attack on Titan. This is a conclusion I came up the moment I've read chapter 137, that part where Zeke reveals to Armin the history of Attack on Titan's universe. I made a video about this a few months ago, and these extra pages just reaffirm my beliefs of Attack on Titan's true philosophical ending. Cutting to the chase, I've always believed Isayama was trying to portray a story about how meaningless and absurd life is. This is why Attack on Titan is so famous for countless of horrible deaths throughout the series. His line of thinking is similar to famous absurdist philosopher Albert Camus, who's well known for quotes such as this and quotes such as this. Camus' philosophy establishes that we are just but another organism in this world, and the meaning of life is futile, and that organisms, which includes us humans, only live to live. We breathe, we drink, we form groups, we reproduce. Homo sapiens have only been on Earth for around 300,000 years. Compare that to Earth's age, and you'd truly wonder how small we are in the grand scheme of things. Concepts like money, dreams, holiness, and time are merely invented by us, humans. It just so happened that we humans evolved to be far more intelligent and quite complicated than the rest of the species on Earth. Now that you guys received a quick briefer on Camus and his philosophy, let's double down on Isayama and his true ending. Personally, I liked how Isayama clarified the fate of the world in these extra pages. As readers, we tend to always believe in our protagonists and their causes, focusing our eyes on them as if the plot and the world revolves and ends around them. This is most prominent in Western cultures where we always believe there's a bigger purpose to life beyond ourselves. This is why readers always want a perfect ending centered on the main character. But in real life, do we really have an ending besides our own deaths? Regardless what happens to Eren, life goes on. In the real world, regardless if we humans colonize Mars, for example, or if we nuke each other until only rubble remains, life will go on. The planet as we know it will be here for millions and millions of more years, and humanity will be gone just like how the dinosaurs became extinct. What makes this ending of Attack on Titan so unique is it tried to paint a very deep philosophy instead of ending the story through its characters. I think that's why a lot of people are upset, and I totally understand that. But looking at how Isayama framed the entire story, there was really only three scenarios for the ending. The first one is Eren eradicating humanity apart from Para D. If this was the ending, we all know what's gonna happen next for these extra pages, for example. Eldians would probably find a way to start conflict and kill each other. Eldia would populate like crazy, and civil wars would likely happen due to the sheer amount of land and resources available to them. In the next 100 years, there may be new countries established by Eldians who sought their own autonomy, Eldians who wanted power away from their rulers. The second scenario would be Eren kills everybody, including those in Para D, and kills himself via suicide. This is what I think was the original ending Isayama envisioned when he was just another small fry mangaka. A literal blank slate where life restarts. What happens next? Well, probably it would take a couple of thousands of years before we see any form of humans or apes again, or maybe never again. And finally, the third ending would be this ending that Isayama eventually chose, and that's Eren choosing to make a political choice in which he tries to unite the Eldians and the non-Eldians via the rumbling. And while it seems like he succeeded, particularly because we saw Mikasa die peacefully of old age and we see a modernized Eldia, it is but fantasy to think peaceful times would last forever. And like the Roman Empire, all things fall apart. And as a final gut punch, we are given a hint that this child, this unknown child who may run into the source of life again just like how Ymir did, may repeat history once again by becoming a Titan. Truly, life is meaningless and it is absurd. We are but small, pathetic organisms at the mercy of this greater entity we call the universe. In Attack on Titan's universe, this greater entity is none other than the source of life, which is the tree, and of course, that bug like hallucigenia that is the source of all Titans. To end this video, I'd like to end with this famous quote by Albert Einstein. So, as long as there are men, there will be wars. That's it for today, guys, and I hope you like this video or gain some perspective about these extra pages we received. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.